Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sport Federation TV, the show that brings you all the news about all the sports in all of the Western Cape. I'm Lenyukta Chetty, and once again, I'll be your host. Tonight's lineup is jam-packed with some completely amazing and completely varied sports. Joining me first from the world of Western Cape sports for the disabled, we have Mark Beack. Welcome, Mark. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for having me here.
Yes, you were on the show in September, and you guys were getting ready for your nationals that's coming up right now.
Yes, that was just starting September, and it looked like a long, tedious job ahead of us. And we're basically in the end straight now.
Yeah.
8 weeks to go, and the South African National Championships for the physically disabled will be in Stellenbosch from the 15th to 21st of March. So it's going to be an incredible event.
And before we delve deeper into that tournament itself and all its offerings and opportunities for your athletes, Western Cape SAPD, WCSAPD, what is that?
Western Cape Sports Association for the physically disabled.
Okay, and your involvement is as the chairperson?
Yes, I'm the newly elected chairperson recently.
All right. What does the federation cater for?
We've got 8 sporting codes: para-athletics, para-swimming, para-cycling, judo for the blind, boccia, goalball, CP football.
Yes, and I've had the privilege of interviewing many of your administrators and athletes over the last 2 years. Western Cape does perform quite admirably at the tournaments. Hey,
We've got a very, very strong competitive team, and we've done very, very well over the years. And this year's going to be exactly the same, no different.
okay. Now you've got a lot of different sports under your umbrella. How do you manage to cater for all of these different sports with all of their different needs?
Well, we've got different executive committees and sporting conveners that control it for us. They're in charge of it, and they report to my office. It's a big job. It's not an easy job. We cater for the sportsmen, for the school scholars. We specialize with the physically disabled and the visually impaired.
Explain to me how the structure works, because I mean, no doubtedly a huge task to manage all these different sports codes, and especially being for those with various disabilities. I'm sure the planning is a lot more challenging.
I must be honest, when I was elected as chairperson, I didn't realize it was such a big job. I thought it's just an easy job that one could just fill in, but it's a very challenging job. I'm enjoying it. There are, as you mentioned, 8 sporting codes that we're having to control. We've got a very, very strong structure. The sporting code as well. Our districts are very, very strong as well. We've got Western Cape, Metro. We've got Cape Winelands and Eden. Those are the 3 districts under our umbrella. And their structure, district structure, is also very, very strong with us.
Yeah. What do you think is the driving force to the success of the Western Cape SAPD nationally as well?
I think it's the passion for the athletes, you know, to give them an event that, and a sporting code that they can be proud of, an all-inclusive sporting code.
Yeah. Now with the nationals coming up, what can the athletes expect there? And you said it's in Stellenbosch, hey?
It's going to be in Stellenbosch, and we're very, very excited. The reason why our head federation, SASAPD, which is Sports Association for the Physically Disabled, they nominated Cape Town for 2019 and PE for 2020. Reason for this is because it's the lead up to Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games in 2020. And with Tokyo being at sea level, Cape Town and PE were selected at sea level for competitions leading up to that. So that's why it's in Cape Town and then followed by
Yeah,
PE.
for obvious reasons, it makes absolute sense.
Absolutely,
then.
yes.
Yes. So what's the buzz like now in the Western Cape area with these, I mean, such a prestigious tournament happening in our midst?
It's a big buzz. We've been busy now for the last, oh gosh, 4 months getting it together. As I said, we're in the end straight now with 8 weeks to go. Everything's coming together nicely, and it's going to be an incredible event. I encourage everybody to come through. The entrance is going to be for free for everybody, so it's going to be no entrance fee. They can come and watch. The actual competition will be from the 17th through to the 21st. And it'll be all sporting codes. So they can come to one venue, and they can see CP football, para-athletics, para-swimming, bocce, goalball. They can learn about these sports, learn what incredible athletes we've got. Because let me tell you, when you see these athletes on the field, on the courts, competing, on the track, they're superhumans. They're not just sportsmen, they are superhumans.
Mark, how did you get involved with this code? I know they probably roped you into being the chairperson, but how did you get involved with this particular code?
I must be honest, I never thought I'd be involved in something like this. It was never on the cards. 6 years ago, my son was paralyzed in a tragic gymnastics accident. He was a national gymnast, which left him paralyzed, and he was a quadriplegic, which meant he had no use of his arms and hands down, you know. So, yeah, then he became interested in sport again. After he started recovering. He's no more a quad, he's now para. He's managed to get use of his arms and hands. He's a wheelchair racer. And I just thought, well, you know, I've watched the sport. I've been to nationals now 3 years, 2016, 2017, and 2018. And I thought, well, it's time for me to get involved and to help improve the sport. Let's take it to a different level. Let's help the Western Cape athletes and the sportsmen improve and grow, and let's create a growth within the sport which is lacking, because we've had a lot of retired athletes, Ilse Hayes, Fani van der Merwe. These are top para athletes that resigned, retired, and we need to replace these athletes, and we've got athletes in the next 2 to 4 years that are going to retire, and we've got no one to really replace them with. So my dream is to create a development program in the Western Cape, across the board for all sports, and to take the sport to a different level, and to, when these senior athletes step down, that we've got junior developing athletes to step up to the plate and replace them and take their place on the podiums in the international community.
Very inspiring.
Thank you.
How old was your son when that tragedy happened?
He was 16 years old.
16. So it must have been very inspiring for you as a parent to watch your son overcome all those hurdles. I'm sure you've learned so much from him in the process.
It's been an incredible, it's been a tough journey, but it's been an incredible journey. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, I must be honest. But it's a journey that my family, my wife, my son and myself, we've grown by. We've made some major changes in the disabled community, and that's our dream, to make changes and make improvements, because disabled sports always seems to be on the back step. You know, there's never ever forward movement, and I think it's time that we've changed that, because our para athletes are incredible. How many medals did we bring back at Rio? I think it was 17, close to that.
Yes.
You know, which to me is an incredible achievement and accomplishment from a small group of superhumans. That's what they are.
And I've often discussed with the other guests from your family, your sporting family, the challenges that they have to face to actually get to an international event, because a lot of times there's equipment, specialized equipment that also needs to be transported.
It's not just equipment, it's the cost, because being disabled means that you can't travel alone. So you know, especially for a developing athlete, you know, for a developing athlete, you don't have the funds. So if you're traveling overseas, you have to take your coach with you, who can assist you. If the coach is not going to assist you, you have to take a carer to assist you with your toilet regime and all these different lifestyles that you have to adapt to. So it's very costly. Equipment is extremely expensive. I mean, if you just look at the racing chair for my son, I mean, that's 100,000 rand for his racing chair. For a simple basic throwing chair for shot put discus and javelin for seated throwers, you're looking at a good decent chair of about 25,000 rand.
Wow.
You know, so these things are not easy come by, and they're not easily accessible for our athletes.
And I'm sure a huge amount of the success can be attributed to the strong familial support that a lot of these athletes have. Their families and also the administrators like yourself.
Absolutely. I think the biggest support must come from their families. That's the biggest thing. And then we give the backup support with the sport, and you know, where we can assist with the equipment and the training, the upliftment, developing and that sort of thing. We concentrate on schools, amateur sports, junior sports, senior sports, and clubs.
As the community of Western Cape, how can they get involved, or do you need some support from the Western Cape community for this national tournament?
We need a lot of support. Financially, we need a lot of support. I'm sad to have to ask that, but we need financial support to meet our needs, and they can contact us via email. If they want to, they can call us or contact us via LOC 2019 at ssapd.org.za.
Okay. Before you leave, as a fully abled adult male that works so intimately with athletes who have disabilities, what would you say is the greatest lesson you've learned from them?
Firstly, humbleness, and secondly, the difference between, let me think of the right word now, compassion and understanding for their disability, the difference between doing something for them and allowing them to ask you to do it for them.
And their resilience must be so beautiful to watch. Hey?
It's incredible. I mean, I see it with my son every day. I see it with other disabled athletes and sportsmen. The para-sportsmen are incredible. They really are.
They're on another level.
Totally. And you know what is amazing? They support each other.
Yes.
They all help each other, and they work together to get the juniors to where they are.
Yeah, wonderful. We wish you all the success with the national tournament. Western Cape will no doubtedly be a great grand host to all the athletes coming from the country, and may our Western Cape athletes also succeed in making the shortlists for that Tokyo 2020 Games.
We hope so, we hope so.
Okay, all the best to you. Great. After the break, we'll be back with Yolanda van Rooyen from the world of Cape Town darts.